Urban Crag Climbing Center is a rock gym located in Dayton, Ohio, with 8,000 feet of textured and sculpted vertical terrain ranging from 28 to 56 feet. For more info, go to urbancrag.com or call 937-224-CRAG. It is time for another edition of the 937. Last week there was quite a stir after we broke the news first that the city of Dayton was going to do a website, farm it out to a firm in Colorado. Everyone got up in arms.
High cost and out-of-state firm.
Yeah, it's really more the psychological side of it, I think, that was really hurting the people. It's like, we're not good enough here in Dayton.
Right, right.
So, but anyway.
At the same time, the city has also decided to spend some federal grant money.
Yes.
That's supposed to go for construction.
Yes.
What is the amount? It's over $200,000.
It is. Get ready for the grand total. To Bright Street LLC, a contract for the 5th Street Bridge lighting, $250,829.77.
Now,
for colored lights.
It says for the bridge lighting, which on the surface reads okay because people are like, yes, lighting.
Everybody needs lights for the bridge.
Our streets need lights. Mm-hmm. Bridges need lights. That's all good.
But part of that infrastructure we need to make the bridges, the 5th Street Bridge, pretty. And
to dazzle people with lights.
Do you think you could be a better use of that?
Well, it's supposed to be construction money.
And they're constructing lights.
First of all, that's not necessary. We have holes in the sidewalks and in the roads. Mm-hmm. We have streets that don't have lights or crappy lights. Mm-hmm. Why don't we put real lights, like really needed lights on a street, instead of stupid colored lights on a bridge? The Stewart Street Bridge is a nice bridge, but those lights at night are totally, they're just dorky, they're distracting when you're driving, and it's a waste of electricity. It's a waste of fuel. It's so stupid. Yeah, I hate the lights. I hate the lights at the bus station. You can't distract people with colored lights to not to forget about what else sucks right there, like the empty bus station and all the other crap that's right over there. Lights aren't going to fix that. And the neon lights, the neon cars they have in the window of the old dead bus station, half of them are all burnt out. There's like one half of a vehicle. It looks so, it's just dumb. Yeah, I think the whole, even though it's federal tax money, it's our tax dollars. And it's for construction, and those lights aren't necessary. And this city has too many other things that fall under construction that need attention. Yeah. Not lights. Not those dumb colored lights on a bridge. That's stupid. Yeah, I can't say how stupid it is. I'm sorry. It drives me insane. It
comes from that corporate bubble that exists within the corporatocracy. Really, they love to spend money on toys and gadgets and whistles, and the police departments get all these expensive cameras to scan everybody, and police cameras all over the place.
For our safety.
But you don't see park programs in parks and neighborhoods.
If this, if the city wants to use the $250,000 and use it not in a legitimate construction way, which I don't think. Look, I guess it's technically construction because you're putting the lights on it. Yeah. But it's stupid. It's unnecessary. It's a waste of further energy. The city could, if they want to beautify, which I guess is the point of putting the lights, is to beautify it. Mm-hmm. Why don't they, spend the money and have artists do more murals in the city?
Yeah, I think the art could take that much further than.
Would be great. I wouldn't balk over that.
Than lights.
Over some art, some real art in the city, not just some dumb colored lights, flashing lights.
Yeah, put some artists on some scaffolding on those bridges. Yeah. And let them go to work.
Do it. That'd be great. That would be great.
They would be like, commissions. They're constructing a beautiful bridge after it's it's beige, kind of vanilla.
Yeah, all the new bridges are pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
But they don't need They don't need colored lights on them. It's a waste of money.
Yes, I would concur with you. On to other subjects. May 1, general strike.
Workers' Day.
Workers' Day. Anybody not going to work? If you're not, give us a holler. Send us an email, news@daytoninformer.com. Skype us, talk to us. You don't have to reveal your identity. We'd like to talk to you, though, if you're going to be calling in sick to work.
I believe there is a rally at
closing
Courthouse
your business.
Square.
There's a rally at Courthouse Square.
9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
9, yeah, it's like
Something
all day long.
Check the
type
hours
of
on
thing.
Facebook.
But we'll be covering that. Come out, say hi to us. Got something to say. Why you're striking and why you're there. We'll be there. In other subjects, A.J. Wagner. Last week, it was a pretty fascinating editorial in the Dayton City paper that he brought up the fact that essentially the city of Dayton, with their traffic light cameras and the red light cameras, are falsely labeling these offenses as civil offenses. Once you've been caught with one of these cameras, a letter is mailed to the vehicle owner. Violators are given 15 days to appeal, but never see a judge or a courtroom. About the only way to win an appeal is to provide an affidavit from the owner identifying another driver as the real violator. This is not criminal action, but a civil action with the owner presumed to be guilty. The $85 charge is not a fine, but a civil penalty. If the owner fails to pay the penalty within 15 days, a late fee of $25 is added to the toll. If there are 2 or more citations for a car, the city has started to tow the car wherever it is found. And Wagner, although it is rumored he's running for mayor of Dayton, brings up some really interesting points about this program here.
And civil liberties.
Yes, running a red light and speeding are crimes, writes Wagner. If someone commits a crime, the Constitution requires they be presumed innocent. A criminal is entitled to confront those who accuse him or her of the crime. There is a right to a trial in a court where witnesses can be called and the calibration of effectiveness of sensors, radar, and machinery can be challenged. Dayton plays a game by calling the camera violation a civil offense for the sole purpose of denying its citizens these important constitutional rights. Now, say what you will about Wagner politicking at this time and making runs maybe to get a little shoulder in there and mentions for the next mayor. I don't know exactly who's going to be running for mayor against Leitzel, but he does bring up some really good points with his editorial in that this is America. Or is it?
Well, that's the question lately.
Or is it my brother's high school graduation year? 1984.
Yeah, it's nice to hear politicians speak up about these things because, you know, it's the government at every level, from the city manager to the federal government, thinks that all of this camera and stuff is for our safety. Just a load of crap. It's an easy way for them to rake in some money without having to actually employ anybody to go out and actually catch people in the act of doing something. And it makes the general population just feel paranoid and nervous even when they're not doing anything.
That brings up the next question. Do we expect drones in the city of Dayton next? Flying around the city, surveillance in certain areas, crime areas. We're hearing a lot about that in the news.
Well, yeah, it's already happening. There are police departments already that have drones. They say they need them for, you know, certain searching, which I guess there are some legitimate reasons when you're living in a way rural place, say Montana or something like that. But I do see urban police departments having these things in the future so that they can keep a closer eye and have fewer people actually employed to do the job of supposedly protecting and serving.
Yeah, but eventually it's coming to the point where the machine is just going to be a machine.
Right.
There won't be people in the machine. There'll be a few people
behind the machine with a wall.
Yeah,
you know, screens with information coming in.
like The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, the great and powerful Oz behind the curtain.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Tell us what you think about this. You know,
do you feel safer?
Do you feel safer?
Cameras?
No, I don't feel safer as far as traffic safer.
No.
I see people doing stupid stuff all the time. Like, do we need cameras for like old people who slow down to 5 miles an hour to go around the corner?
Or practically.
How about that? That's dangerous. Serious. I mean, serious could cause a wreck. But it could happen on any single corner off any main corridor. So we start putting cameras up for that.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, just like
we'll turn into London, which has.
Well, you know, I talked to a University of Dayton sociologist, and you know, he mentioned one of my favorite characters in philosophy, the Brit Jeremy Bentham. Mm-hmm. Google Jeremy Bentham and get Jeremy Bentham's head, but he had an opportunity to open a prison or design a prison where the prisoners could see no other humans, but knew that they were constantly being watched. Mm-hmm. And he refused to do it on moral and ethical grounds because, you know, he didn't want to be in a society where people were just constantly, you know, under the looking glass. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think there's some manifestations in social behaviors when people feel they're always being watched.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes you feel like you're guilty of something when you're not guilty of something. It's just that paranoid feeling that just adds extra stress to your life.
Yeah, it's like
for no reason.
You, the population, are presumed
guilty
to be offenders,
right?
And we are searching out the offenders instead of.
Oh, I know several people who have had tickets in the mail.
Calls. Oh yeah, it's been. I received a red light ticket. It was it was a late afternoon coming down Salem Avenue. I was on a school bus. I had probably 10 kids on the bus. It was down there by Grace United Methodist Church. Going the speed limit, 35. And I was right next to I forget if it was a breakfast truck or some kind of dairy grocery truck. We're going down, and the pavement is a little slick. It's kind of cold out. And both of us, the yellow light came on, both of us rolled through the yellow, and I got a ticket in the mail. You can't stop a school bus at the last second on a yellow when it's slick out. You're going to cause a much larger problem than, you know, stopping. So, you know, and the truck guy obviously knew how to drive a truck. Right. He rolled through it too.
They tell you to use caution when turning left on yellow. You did. You chose the right thing to do. Oh yeah,
I don't regret what I did, but I had to pay $85 for the ticket. You know, I kept the kids safe.
Right.
Considering the percentage of people who live in poverty in the city of Dayton, these kind of squeeze tactics, I can't see where they're moral in any way, man. I mean, it's kind of like creepy cruelty by the government.
And is it hurting anybody if somebody, you know, slowly rolls through a stop? I mean, if they're looking and there's nobody coming, is that hurting anybody? But these cameras are going to take their picture and send a ticket. Yeah. You have to pay. A cop wouldn't pull you over for that most times.
No, they got better things to do.
Yeah.
You know, better things to do. You know, focus on people breaking in homes, robbing businesses. When that's stopped, then we can go out to the other stuff, okay?
That's like I said, it's an easy way for every city to make cash, though. So of course they're going to be for it.
Their job's not to make cash.
Well, I know their job's not to make cash, but we live in the time
where their job is to make cash.
The job is to make cash.
Yeah.
Where they try to run government like a business, a profitable business that grows.
No, the government is a service of all of our collective efforts.
Right.
The city this week is going to start a Shackin' Up registry. At least they're going to vote on it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you can read it in the legislation that I've posted under here. Essentially, same-sex or different-sex couples.
Domestic partnerships.
Just domestic partnerships can register to be listed on a registry of same or domestic partnership registry.
Yeah.
They can be on a domestic partnership registry, and employers can access that if they, tell them, hey, I'm a new employee here. I see that you offer benefits for domestic partners. They can verify that with the city. So, what do you think about that?
I think in one way it's a good thing, because there are lots of people who are not married who live together and should have, they live as if they are married and should have rights if their company offers it. And I think that same-sex couples, if same thing. But then again, it's another list. It's another list that the government has of you with more information.
And $50 in your pocket.
And $50. So I hate lists. I don't like the government having all kinds of stuff. But I think it's probably a good thing for those people who live unmarried and work at places that offer.
And if it can help them verify,
right,
in order to get benefits, because you know, like these companies want anything they can possibly find as a reason not to honor their contracts. They're going to find out.
Right. So they don't want you to think, oh, that's just a roommate or blah blah blah.
Yeah. No, I'm registered on the City of Dayton Registry of Domestic Partnership.
Right. So
and you don't have to get on it.
Right. So I agree with it. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up.
We'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
After totally blitzkrieging them on everything else. Randy Gunlock. He's some guy down in Springboro or somewhere down there. He's got tons of money, and he was one of the guys that helped develop or got everyone to, I don't know all the details. If you go to Ezrati.com and put in Randy Gunlock, he's written a lot about him. He's one of the main guys behind Austin Landing, that further the other claw of suburbanization into the outer reaches of Montgomery County in the south. Lots of people are pro or con Austin Landing, but this week he came out with an idea. It was reported in the Dayton Daily News for giving $35 million for a sports complex, a kids thing. It would be like swimming pools and football fields and baseball fields, soccer fields, like a big giant sports. And I think right now, at least in the article, it said that it was he wanted to build it in the
Warren County, or
in between Dayton and Cincinnati, to retain residents in that area.
Yeah.
And
the city needs that here. Dayton needs that.
Mr. Gunlock, if you really, really want to do something grand in your life, that you can go to the mirror and say, people will put me on a statue because they love me. Build that in the city of Dayton. Dayton has taken so many hits for so long, on so many levels.
Every pool is closed, practically in the city.
Almost all the city pools are closed. The city parks
centers
have all been abandoned, really. Mostly just, left only to, for places to mow. There's not a lot of programming, So if you really want to take that $35 million and do a great amount of good for some kids
who
really need it, really need it, put that down where the old Parkside homes used to be.
That's a great spot.
You've got the Croc Center right across the way. It could be like a support.
Yeah.
And, to that, which is wonderful.
You got the other parks on the river, right?
You got the other parks on the river.
Close to downtown.
Dayton needs.
That area needs some revitalization
really
too over there.
And if you could take that cash that you've made and put it down for something really, really good, maybe they will build a statue to you someday. But I don't see that happen with Austin Landing and making sprawl. And
continue, right? You're catering to more sprawl. You're catering to suburbanites who already have.
Yeah.
They already have stuff. They have
there's tons of soccer fields.
They have all kinds of centers and fields and stuff.
Pools and programs. Right. And man, if you want to do something, be a great person. Because having money doesn't make you a great person.
No, and doing stuff for other people who have money isn't great either.
Yeah, do something for those who have less. Build that center in the city of Dayton. Give Dave Esrati a call.
He had the
he's
idea.
Written, yeah, he came
before,
up with it. Planned it. Yeah, he's been talking about it for years, and that's another thing. You can search Esrati.com for Sportsplex. I think it was a sports park or whatever. Yeah, I think we've talked about enough tonight. What do you think?
What time is it? We have to go.
Yeah, we got to get going. Thank you for watching. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Urban Crag. Go check them out at urbancrag.com. A fantastic place. You want to climb the walls all day after people make you want to climb the walls.
Go there. Greenleaf Printing.
Greenleafprinting.com. Yes, Greenleaf Printing. They print everything. From notebooks to t-shirts to hoodies to... You make something up.
Bumper stickers, signs.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
You want it. These guys will do it, and they have the best prices in Dayton. Check out the Reiki Room of Dayton.com. They're also wonderful. You'll see their ads here in the sidebar. Check their ad in the sidebar. Yeah, wherever they're at. And that's all we have to say for this week. It's April 23rd.
My brother's birthday. Shout out to Jason Goldstick.
Jason Goldstick,
29
University of Michigan.
Woo! Up in the AA.
Yeah.
And that means Ann Arbor for all you.
Yeah.
You don't know, it's not alcohol.
Thanks everyone for your continued support, your continued views. Share the videos, like them, and we shall do something. I haven't determined that yet.
Jazz hands.